Hello and welcome back everybody to the channel. Join me in today's review of a fully electric family SUV, the BYD Seal U. But before we go any further in the review, special thanks to Harmony Auto BYD dealership here in Zagreb Center for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below. So welcome back everybody. Like I said in the very beginning, in today's review we have the new BYD Seal U, family-friendly, fully electric SUV. Before we go any further in the exterior walk-around and practicality test of this particular model, just a quick overview. This is a fully electric family SUV. This particular model finished in a Delon black exterior color, comes with a 19-inch wheels. Also, you can choose two different trim levels, comfort and design. Let's go now and start this exterior walk around with a front end design and detail. Similar like with the most BYD models, we have very sporty and aggressive front end design with a very narrow projector LED lens and some type of C shape for the daytime running lights and the turn signals. Later in the video, before we go for a test drive, I will put the car on and the lights on, so you will see those in action. Below that we have some type of metal details on a bumper with a front parking sensors. Moving here in the center, we can see now the BYD logo. Below that there is a camera, and below the license plate there is a radar. Moving here on a driver's side profile, we can see now those 19-inch wheels finished in two-tone finish with some type of gloss black inner sections and Michelin summer tires. Being a SUV, you have this protective plastic material all around the vehicle. That is something very useful solution, especially in the winter months when we have quite a lot of small rocks and, let's say, salt on the road. This will definitely prevent your paint getting damaged. Moving on a side mirrors with a camera underneath, more of that chrome details all around the windows and also in the lowest part. Gloss black B-pillar and tinted or privacy glass in the back, always a useful solution, especially now in the summer months. More of that chrome or metal details with a keyless go system. Shark antenna on a roof with a small rear spoiler and the rear wiper. Now we come to a rear end design. If you watch my channel regularly, then you probably all know that I reviewed already the BYD Seal and the BYD Seal U DMI. DMI is a plug-in hybrid model powered by a 1.5 liter petrol engine and also electric motor. I will put the link of those videos in the description below. Here in the back we can see one large LED strip or LED rear lights. Below, or actually above the license plate, there is a rear camera, and this is a BYD's party piece. More of that in a minute. And also on a driver's side, on a passenger side, there is a BYD Seal U detail, indicates this is a fully electric version. On a lowest part, on a bumper, we have rear parking sensors. Now we can see the charging port here on a passenger side, last 3/4. According to BYD, you can charge this model on AC and DC chargers. Of course, on a DC chargers up to 150 kilowatts. You can charge your battery from 10 to 80% in about 26 minutes. Speaking about the battery size, it's around 87 kilowatts. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the exterior design of this BYD Seal U and what is your favorite BYD model. And now let's go and check the boot space. But before we go do that, now we can talk a little bit more about this sticker, or actually this party piece with the BYD models. There is a sticker indicates trunk or the boot opening. You just press a button and it opens automatically, which is another premium touch. You can close it and lock it. Around 425 liters you get with this particular model. That is the official figure. Now we'll talk a little bit more about the practical stuff and its design in general. Very wide boot opening, as with the most family SUVs. There is a flat floor. That is something worth mentioning, especially if you need to slide some heavier and larger items. This model comes with the upgraded d.o.o premium surround system. More of that when you go and check the interior. You can fold down these rear seats 60/40, couple of useful features and details, some extra storage on the far left where you can put your charging cables. You have this shelf also, and 2 LED lights, one on each side. Now let's go and close it. And we will check the interior. There is something very special with this particular model, which I'm a huge fan, and I will show you now, and that is this interior color, which at least in my opinion looks absolutely amazing. But before I go and sit on these rear seats, just a quick rear door opening angle. I'm about 184 centimeters tall. This is the rear door opening angle. We'll see later how much knee and leg room I have. One info, I said it wrong, it is Infinity surround system, not a Dyn audio. Now let's talk a little bit about this rear door design and the materials in general. Even here in the back on this upper section you have some type of soft materials, gloss black details, some type of metal parts, and in the center part everything is finished in some type of leather material. This is very soft, especially in the center part where we will put your elbow. Also interesting design, because this is some type of light and blue interior. You have some type of orange stitching. This is the door pockets, my bottle of water, no problem at all, BYD detail. And now we come to these rear seats, similar design like we saw on a doors, isofix anchor points on each side, center armrest with 2 cup holders. And the nice detail is that you have some type of rubbery stuff over here, so the bottle will not fiddle around. That is very well thinking. And if you watch my channel regularly, then you probably all know that I'm a big fan of a black roof lining. Now, speaking about the black roof lining, this particular model comes with a panoramic glass roof. I put this driver's seat on my ideal sitting position. Like I said earlier, I'm about 184 centimeters. This is my knee room and my foot room, and even though we have the panoramic glass roof, I have no problem for the headroom. Now you can see the door opening angle. One interesting detail I forgot to mention, the doors cover the entire side skirt. That is something well engineered, especially will be useful in the winter months when we have quite a lot of rain and mud outside. Interesting details worth mentioning here in the back, lights on each side with some hooks over there, some extra storage behind the driver's seat and behind the passenger one, 2 air vents in the back, couple of USB-C charging ports, and a little bit of extra storage. Overall, if you need to carry, let's say, 2 adults of my size, there will be no problem. And welcome now from a passenger front seat. In front of me, huge center infotainment system, more of that in a second when I go and check the driver's seat. Below that, similar like we saw on a door design, follows the entire interior, metal parts or details with some leather material in a light and some type of dark blue color. Below that, 2 air vents, charging ports for your mobile phone. This is the center part with a gear selector finished in some type of crystal or glass. It looks and feels really premium, and start-stop button. Also behind that, similar design approach as we saw in the back. You have some parts over here that will hold your bottle in place. That is well thinking. Behind that, center armrest finished in a nice leather with that contrasting stitching, and huge amount of storage underneath. In front of me, some type of details in, it seems like some type of gloss black or piano black, but you will see later in the video there are some interesting ambient lighting behind that. Opening a glove box with a nice and 1 LED light. For now, let's go and focus on a driver's seat, but before I go and check that, these are the vanity mirrors with 1 LED light on each side. In front of me now you can see maybe the battery monitor. It says over here 85% or estimated 429 kilometers of range. That is something worth mentioning. Also something worth mentioning is that the front seats are fully electronically operated, the driver one and the passenger one. Now you can see some type of a glowing effect with the ambient lighting on this panel over here. It looks really premium. And also, speaking about the premium stuff, we need to talk a little bit about this center infotainment system. This is, if I remember correctly, around 15.6 inch in diameter. It's huge in size. You control practically everything through this center infotainment system. This is your home screen with the navigation, media and so on. As you can see, graphics are excellent. Everything is very sharp. Also the traffic sign recognition system. Some extra features over here, all your apps, Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. This is one very cool detail, but more of that when we go very shortly for a test drive. Also, you control your climate controls are on this center infotainment system. The good thing is that, like I said earlier, the system itself is very large in size and it's easy to operate it, so it won't be, I think, any issues for that. I will not go through all details of this center infotainment system, but for the very end I need to show you its party piece, and that is, of course, you can turn it around. Not only via this center infotainment system, you have a dedicated button here on a steering wheel if you wanna go in this position. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the interior design of a BYD Seal U. What would be your ideal interior color specification? For me, this light and dark blue is absolutely amazing. Before we go for a short test drive, I promised you earlier, I will put the hazard lights on, and also I will put the main lights or headlights on, so we can see those in action. In the back, LEDs with some type of dynamic turn signals. Very modern and interesting design. Quick sneak peek of the interior. LEDs, of course, on a side mirrors. And now we can see this, some type of C shape for the headlights with projector LEDs. And welcome now to a short test drive of this fully electric BYD family SUV. I did some test few kilometers from a dealership here to a parking lot. I will show you some interesting details and also a couple of things worth mentioning. But first thing first, I have to say I'm so impressed with general EVs, and I'm a big fan of EVs, especially in some type of city and urban environment. It's such a joy to use these vehicles because everything is so quiet. You have that instant momentum that is in most occasions very much necessary, especially when you are in the traffic and some traffic lights and so on. But let's focus now on this particular model. Speaking about the traffic lights and the city driving and so on, in front of me on a digital dials, when I was driving, I can saw the traffic lights, I can saw also some jams and so on, and of course the traffic sign recognition system. Steering wheel, we need to talk a little bit about the steering wheel. Not only it looks cool, it's a small 3-spoke steering wheel with some type of physical buttons and a flat bottom. It's very easy to operate, especially when you are driving around the town and you need to park it. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I would say this is a progressive steering wheel, because as I've moved a little bit faster, it became a little bit more harder and it a little bit more sportier, if you wanna call it like that. Also, we are now here in the parking in the parking lot in the eco mode. The throttle pedal is very normal. With some EVs you can have that instant momentum as soon as you press the throttle pedal. With this model is very easy to operate that, and in let's say about 50% when you push the throttle pedal you will feel that momentum. Of course, if you go, let's say, in the standard mode or comfort or sport, then it will change, but I'm speaking now for the eco mode. Another detail worth mentioning is about the seating position. Being a family SUV, you sit a little bit higher than in the standard hatchback or saloon type of a vehicle. The view out is absolutely amazing. The compact size of this particular model is ideal, not too wide, not too large. Also, you have a very wide side mirrors on left and right. Now we will talk a little bit about this center infotainment system, parking, and so on. If I go now and press into reverse, that beeping, it means the rear parking sensors working in my favor. We can now see the bird's eye view camera with some interesting details and the full resolution for the rear camera, which is great, I have to say, and the angle is pretty good. Now if I go to a drive, we can see in front of me also that front camera in front of, or actually below, the BYD logo. I will show you just quickly now how easy it is to operate. Also, you will see another beneficial part with this particular model when it comes to a parking maneuvering. Now I'll go just around here, park it somewhere. It doesn't need to be anything good. Just take a look how easy it is to. Very easy. And of course, being a fully electric model, it drives as soon as you release the brake pedal. Now if I go into reverse, as I'm turning the steering wheel, you will see these lines. And like I said earlier, the graphics are absolutely amazing, so it's very easy to see everything, especially now in this sunny weather. We can see everything. And now, detail I told you, you will see now when I go into drive, we have movement on a side mirrors. When you go into reverse, it falls down a little bit. As a very useful solution. These small details you will definitely appreciate if you are planning to buy this model, and I think I'm relatively okay parked. Now let's go for a short test drive. And before I go to a short test drive, let's go and check the normal mode. This is something probably you will use most of the times. Sometimes also one thing worth mentioning about the driving aspects, sometimes with the plug-in hybrids and hybrids in general, you have that some type of artificial feel on a brake pedal. With this BYD Seal U model, I think the brake pedal is very normal. You don't have that grabby part. At first it's pretty normal, and it's very easy to drive it. Speaking about very easy thing to drive it, of course, with a fully electric models, you have that one pedal driving, so it's also joy to use it in the urban environment, as I am here today in Zagreb. Now we'll go for a little bit faster piece of road over here. Now we need to talk a little bit about these comfort levels and ease of drive, at least from my point of view. I said earlier I'm about 184 centimeters, 79 kilograms. For my driving style or driving position, the center armrest is on ideal position, very nice and wide, easy to relax, elbow on it, and this part over here on the doors also works nice when you're driving or cruising around the town. And before I go and wrap this video, we need to talk just a little bit about the suspension and comfort in general. As we saw earlier, this model comes with a 19-inch wheels. I think this is the only wheel size you can get with the BYD Seal U, and that is great actually, because this is the ideal size, if you ask me, when it comes to looks and also the comfort level in general. If you're planning to buy this particular model, or you are interested in BYD Seal U, I would highly recommend, as always, go ahead get all the info, and of course take it for a test drive at least 1 hour, maybe 2 hours. Some dealership will have no problem at all with that, so you will see on your own how everything drives and feels. At the very end, I have to say again, big thanks to Harmony Auto, BYD dealership here in Zagreb, for making this video possible. I will put all their info in the description below, and thank you so much for watching this video. Wish you all a very nice day.